Hey, welcome back. Today, we're checking out why are UK and USA fire trucks so different? I don't know.
This story begins not with engines, but with ashes. On September 2nd, 1666, a small fire on Pudding Lane in London would consume medieval London for 4 terrifying days.
1666, y'all. 666. Just saying. Look at that fire truck. Amazing.
Pudding Lane in London would consume medieval London for 4 terrifying days. The Great Fire of London devoured 13,200 houses, 87 churches, and the old St. Paul's Cathedral, reducing 4/5
There was another
of the
St.
ancient
Paul's
city to smoldering ruin. In those desperate hours, Londoners formed bucket brigades and wielded primitive leather fire buckets while the flames mocked their efforts.
Look at that.
The city's only organized firefighting consisted of parish engines, crude, hand-pumped contraptions that could barely wet a roof thatch. But from this catastrophe came revolution. The fire insurance industry was born, and with it, the world's first professional fire brigades. Companies like the Hand in Hand Fire Office and the Sun Fire Office maintained their own private fire engines, each bearing distinctive brass insurance plaques, the famous fire marks that determined whether your burning house deserved salvation or abandonment. And those early British engines were very genius.
Hang on. Y'all, I got Gregory's in this video. Usually when I film, I put him in his crate with a Kong of peanut butter and a water bowl. But things are changing. He's become mature. I need to back up. Pay attention. First of all, 13,200...
The Great Fire of London devoured 13,200 houses, 87 churches, and the old St. Paul's Cathedral.
87 churches. There were 87 churches at the time. Y'all be sure to go to Girl Gone London and like and subscribe. She works hard on these videos, but y'all show me on a map. Great Fire of London map? Is there? I feel like I've looked this up before. There's got to be a map of it, right? There's gotta be. So yeah, okay. I don't like that map. Oh, look at that. I like that. Look at that. Wow, okay. That makes it look a lot bigger because you can see the ratio, like the size of the buildings. Wow. But still, there were 87 churches in that area? That seems like a lot of churches, but, you know, religion was different back then, right? From the catastrophe came revolution, the fire insurance.
From this catastrophe came revolution. The fire insurance industry was born, and with it, the world's first professional fire brigades. Companies like the Hand in Hand Fire Office and the Sun Fire Office maintained their own private fire engines, each bearing distinctive brass insurance plaques, the famous fire marks that determined whether your burning house deserved salvation or abandonment.
Oh, okay, so they would put plaques on the houses, I guess, if you paid for the insurance? Wow.
And those early British engines were very genius. The Newsham engine of...
It's cute, y'all. It's a tragic situation, but that's a cute little contraption there.
1725 could throw water...
It looks like a little kid's pretend food truck, doesn't it?
40 feet through brass nozzles, operated by teams of men working leather-wrapped handles. Everything about British firefighting was shaped by constraint. Narrow medieval streets, tight courtyards, and the need for a single machine to do everything.
I see where this is going.
Meanwhile, across the...
Okay. So basically, fire stations and fire engines were invented in Britain, in London. Why did I say a hard T? Britain, in Britain. That's amazing. All from this one, wow, 1666. It's a long time ago. Okay, and now we're getting into the American stuff. Across the Atlantic, American cities were burning their own paths. Nice wording.
American cities were burning their own paths to modernity. Boston's Great Fire of 1872 consumed 776 buildings across 65 acres. Chicago's Great Fire of 1871 obliterated 17,500 structures and left 300,000 residents homeless.
So this was 200 years later, after the London fire. I guess we didn't learn anything, right? Or maybe we were just stubborn.
And America's response was more specialized, and it had to be bigger. While British manufacturers like Merriweather and Sons perfected steam-powered compact engines for London's tight streets, American companies built mechanical giants. The American Metropolitan of the 1910s wasn't just a fire engine. It was a 12,000-pound statement of industrial might, equipped with rotary pumps capable of 1,000 gallons per minute and aerial ladders that could reach the 7th floor of a burning skyscraper.
So the British fire engines were made to get through tight London streets, and they need to be able to do everything from that one fire engine. But American cities, excuse me, I just burped. Pardon me. American cities had wider streets, probably, I don't know if they were bigger, but American cities had the luxury of space, so they didn't need to be small. So there could be more fire engines with specializations, more like individualization, right? Or no, but I can't talk, y'all. Let's just let Kaylin do the talking.
American cities had the luxury of space. Now, their fire departments organized around the company system. Engine Company 1, Ladder Company 5, Rescue Squad 7, each with specialized apparatus designed for a single purpose. The American fire engine became not a Swiss Army knife, but a surgical scalpel in an operating theater. Now, if you step aboard a modern British fire engine, you're entering what is kind of a mechanical brain. Each surface has multiple functions. The cab houses not just the crew, but the breathing apparatus sets. It also has thermal imaging cameras and chemical detection equipment. The rear compartment unfolds and has a high-pressure hose that can deploy in seconds, as well as rescue tools and 1,800-liter water tanks that feed pumps capable of mains jets and very precise water mist systems.
So that got to do everything with one fire engine and the streets are narrow has led up to now. It still influences what we do now, what y'all do now. That's amazing. Thanks, Grandma and Grandpa.
Because in the UK, it's sort of all in one. British crews arrive at the scene and need to make critical decisions using the tools that they carry. So every compartment is a toolkit. Every system has a backup function. The Rosenbauer AT series, popular among UK brigades, really shows this philosophy. At just 9 meters long and 2.5 meters wide, it can navigate streets barely wider than itself while carrying the equipment for structural firefighting, road traffic collisions, water rescue, hazmat incidents, and more. The pump can deliver 2,000 liters per minute at high pressure or switch to foam systems for fuel fires. LED scene lighting transforms night into day. Hydraulic rescue tools can cut through steel or spread concrete. It's a fire engine, a kind of ambulance, a rescue truck, and a command post rolled into one package. Now, American fire apparatus operate on the principle of overwhelming force. Walk through any major U.S. fire station and you'll encounter not one vehicle, but an arsenal.
USA! USA! Yo, look at that American flag on the grill of that fire truck. I was going to say, whenever I see a fire truck come through, there's one of these, at least one. There's an ambulance that looks red. It's not white like our normal ambulances, but there's one of these. There's an ambulance. There's probably one that has like a big cherry picker on top of it, like a crane thing, and maybe a couple more, but they're all a little different. And now I see why.
Type 1 structure engines, aerial ladder trucks, heavy rescue squads, hazmat units, and specialized apparatus that some British firefighters might have not seen. In America, you've got the Pierce Arrow XT, a common sight from coast to coast. This is a mechanical beast that stretches nearly 40 feet, weighs 35,000 pounds, and carries 750 gallons of water alongside 3,000 feet of hose. Its pump can flow 1,500 gallons per minute, but that's just the beginning. Above the pump, a 100-foot aerial ladder extends with hydraulic precision, capable of positioning a master stream exactly where needed. American ladder trucks are particularly spectacular.
Okay. So, yes, some of those crane things, I guess, are the hose. There's like a hose crane, and some of them are cranes to lift people or to help people get down from a burning building, I guess, right?
Where needed. American ladder trucks are particularly spectacular. The Seagrave aerial scope combines a massive chassis with a 100-foot articulating boom topped by a 500 pounds capacity platform. The entire assembly can rotate and articulate. 500
pounds capacity, yo. You could fit like 2 average weighted Americans on that.
100 pounds capacity platform. The entire assembly can rotate and articulate through 3 dimensions while maintaining precise control. It's not just a ladder, it's like a mobile crane and aerial command post. Their philosophy is different. Instead of one machine doing everything, deploy multiple machines, each doing one thing exceptionally well. Now, British fire engine design reflects a culture that prizes efficiency over spectacle. The traditional deep red color has largely given way to Battenberg markings.
Is it about spectacle, though? I don't know. I don't think American firefighters do it for the spectacle. Maybe we do. I don't know.
The distinctive yellow and red checkerboard pattern borrowed from police vehicles. And this isn't about aesthetics, this is evidence-based design. Research by the Transport Research Laboratory proved that Battenberg markings increased visibility by 300% in poor weather conditions. British sirens follow the same logic. The British fire engine siren emerged from studies showing that alternating frequencies penetrate urban noise more effectively than steady tones. Modern electronic systems are precisely calibrated to the human ear's most sensitive range. The emphasis is always the same. How quickly and efficiently can we get the right equipment to the right place safely? Now, American firefighting culture sometimes does embrace drama. Fire engines aren't just tools, they're symbols of strength and community protection. The chrome-laden red monsters that roar through American streets carry cultural weight beyond their technical specifications. Consider the Q siren, that distinctive mechanical howl that builds from a growl to a shriek. It's manufactured by Federal Signal Corporation and costs 3 times more than electronic alternatives.
Y'all, I haven't heard one of those in a long time. The British one that she played sounded like the ones I hear. I haven't heard this. I don't know if we still use that. I don't know.
It's also mechanically unreliable at times and requires constant maintenance. Yet departments across America refuse to abandon it because the Q siren sounds like authority. It announces not just a fire truck, but the arrival of our heroes. American fire stations also often resemble community cathedrals. Their elaborate brick structure with bay doors that frame the apparatus. And in many American cities, fire stations host community events, and children grow up associating these massive red machines with safety and strength. And now, of course, we have geography to contend with. Britain's medieval street network imposed pretty brutal constraints on fire engine evolution. This geographic reality drove innovations that American manufacturers didn't have to consider. British engineers developed short wheelbase chassis with tight turning circles. They pioneered cab-forward designs that maximize compartment space while minimizing overall length. Rear mount pumps become standard because they allow better weight distribution and left more room for equipment storage. The hydraulic platform revolution of the 1980s saw British manufacturers like Simon and Bronto Skylift create platforms that could reach 30 meters wide while fitting through spaces that American aerials couldn't even enter. These platforms fold into impossibly and wonderfully compact packages. Now, American fire engines evolved in a landscape of plenty, wide boulevards, generous station, and abundant budgets during the post-war boom. This freedom produced innovations focused on raw capability rather than compact efficiency. American manufacturers pushed the boundaries of what fire engines could carry. Heavy rescue squads became mobile machine shops, equipped with hydraulic rescue tools, airlifting bags, thermal cutting equipment, and hazmat detection gear. The Los Angeles County Fire Department's Squad 51, made famous by the TV show Emergency, established the template for American rescue vehicles. While British engines typically pump 2,000 liters per minute, American engines regularly exceed 5,500 liters per minute. And that brings me to the end of this comparison. I hope you guys learned something new. Comment below. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Y'all be sure to go to Girl Gun London and like and subscribe. I'm still struggling with accepting that American firefighters prioritize spectacle over practicality. Maybe she said efficiency. Trying to keep an open mind, but well, the robots say American firefighters actually prioritize practicality over tactical theoretical perfection. Their training and operations are deeply rooted in real-world hands-on application. Maybe it's all relative. How are the firefighting tactics different? See what the robots say. American tactics are heavily aggressive, focusing on offensive interior attacks and vertical ventilation, cutting holes in roofs to release heat. British firefighting is more defensive, prioritizing containment, defensive ventilation, using fans and closing doors, and strictly avoiding roof ventilation to prevent fire spread. Oh, these distinctive strategies are driven by structural, environmental, and cultural differences. Building construction. Most American homes and commercial properties are built with timber framing, which collapses rapidly in a fire. This necessitates aggressive immediate interior attacks and ventilation to save structures. So we want to let the fire go up and not spread out to the sides, okay? In the UK, buildings are predominantly made of brick and concrete, which compartmentalize fires much better, allowing for more measured defensive approaches. Okay, so it's more about the buildings that you're trying to protect, right? Building construction. Apparatus and equipment. U.S. departments often use large, specialized fleets that separate engines, pumping water from ladder trucks, search and rescue. The UK relies on smaller multi-purpose appliances to navigate narrow medieval streets, and crews are cross-trained to handle all tasks on a single truck. That's basically what Kaylin covered, right? Risk tolerance and fatalities. Research from Science Direct notes that U.S. firefighters historically experience higher line-of-duty death rates. We're dying over here, yo. This discrepancy is often attributed to the aggressive American rescue-at-all-costs culture compared to the UK's highly structured, risk-conscious command assessments. Wow. So U.S. firefighters are dying more because they're having a rescue-at-all-costs culture. That's interesting. What does Reddit have to say? They're both dealing with different building construction types which require different approaches and different rescue techniques. Neither country is doing wrong. They're just tackling their different problems in the best way. Yeah, I like that answer. Oh, I think this person is a firefighter. My current department is an American contract department. However, for this last season, we have had a British guy on our shift. Oh, awesome. The fundamentals are pretty much the same. After all, we have the same goal. The biggest difference is the language barrier between the two. Terms that I have used my whole career have completely different meanings. Lines for us are branches for them. Engines are pumps. They have completely different rules for use of SCBA and command structure on fire calls. Their culture is also different in many ways, though it would be far too hard for me to explain. I can't speak for uniforms or equipment since I have never been a part of a British fire watch. Okay. Tactically, UK tend to be more defensive, less aggressive. We don't scent the roof like the Americans do. Gear-wise, America gets the style point. Those helmets are just badass. Our ones are more practical, though. Right. I think there's another Girl Gone London video where she talks about the helmet difference. The Americans have that rim on them, and the British ones are more like rounded. Interesting, y'all. Very interesting. Yeah, so I would say it's not about style over practicality, or what did she say? Spectacle over practicality. Sorry, Kaylin, if you're watching this. I don't mean to push back, but I don't think it's about spectacle. I'm sorry. Can we still be friends? I hope so. We got different buildings. We got different roads. It's just different. We're both doing it the way we need to do it. Right? No need to change. All right, y'all. Be sure to go to Girl Gone London and like and subscribe. Thanks to my patrons. Thanks to my Buy Me a Coffee folks. Thank y'all for watching this with me. And I'll see y'all next time.